I'm a human test, a walking example. I can tell you from my personal experiences as far as eating breakfast and eating carbs goes. So all my life, up until I was about 22 or 23, I ate breakfast every single morning. I would usually eat a bowl of cereal. At about 22, I quit eating breakfast, mostly out of laziness and because I was done with sports. I've always worked in the labor field ever since then, and I've worked quite a bit and pretty hard. For the last 5 years, I have been a painter, working full time as a painter. Now, I hadn't been eating breakfast, and I wouldn't eat anything. Sometimes not even lunch, and I noticed I could go all the way till nighttime, and I'm only 155, 160 pounds. Well, anyways, after a couple years ago, I do some research, and there's a lot of doctors on YouTube doing, good stuff about this subject. And so I do some research to see, am I hurting myself by not eating breakfast, and how bad am I hurting myself? Because so far I feel pretty great, but all I've ever heard is breakfast is very important. What I found out is there's actually a lot of positives to not eating in the morning, specifically not eating carbs in the morning. And so here's the thing: when you start to learn and you think about it, this is what it boils down to. Almost everybody eats carbs all day, every day. Now, if you eat carbs in the morning, if you're going to eat breakfast, you're almost certainly going to eat carbs. Now, I don't. If I eat breakfast, I'll eat steak and eggs or something. But if you take in carbs in the morning, you set yourself up to where you have to either continue to replenish those carbs through the day, which is pretty much what everybody does, or you don't do that, which almost nobody does, and then you have a transition period where you run out of carbs, you switch to fat energy, and then you kind of have an energy crash and you need to take a nap. So eating carbs in the morning is a trap. Now, you might say you need help on what foods you should eat, some recipes you can eat that don't have carbs in them. Now, I'll put a link in the description below for some recipe books that I've used. But I don't go full keto. If you're overweight, you may want to go full keto if you're really just trying to cut down on your fat, use up a lot of your fat and stuff. But for me, I don't want to do calorie restriction. I don't really want to lose weight, and I definitely don't want to lose muscle. But I don't want all those other problems that I discussed. And it's not just the crashing. If you're running on carbs all day, every day, that's very hard on your pancreas. It's just a lot of sugar to metabolize. And you're also never going to get the benefits that you get from not running on carbs, such as autophagy. So anyways, I'll just try to eat no carbs through the day until dinner. Then I'll eat carbs at dinner. Now, this may sound a little bit backwards because, whoa, I'm eating carbs at dinner. Carbs are for kind of an immediate energy. You eat carbs at breakfast to give yourself energy through the day. But I already explained what the problem is with eating carbs at breakfast to give yourself energy through the day. You either have to replenish it, and then you're just on carbs all day, every day, or if you don't replenish it, you have a crash. Now, here's what happens when you eat carbs for dinner. You'll use up some of that carb energy pretty fast, and you might not use all of it. And you might go to sleep having some of that carb energy still in you. It depends how early you eat, though. But, if you eat at 6 and then you go to sleep at 10, you should fall asleep just fine. Now, any little bit of leftover carb energy, it could turn to fat overnight. Now, don't be afraid of that, because the next day, you're going to need to use fat for energy throughout the day until dinner if you do it this way. So this is the way I do it. This is the way I suggest doing it. The way the mass population is eating is very, very unhealthy. It's not just the unhealthy foods. It's that we shouldn't be eating carbs all day, every day. And again, if you need help finding the foods to eat, getting help with your keto, click the link in the description below, and that'll help you out.